Hey, good morning, friends. We were having an early morning discussion here. And the question being, is it okay to sit on your microphone box? That's kind of weird. Is it okay to steal? And granted, I think there maybe needs to be some context here in regard to what does that actually mean? Is it okay to steal? And before we answer that question, let me steal the view of, can we get the view? Oh, it works. Downtown. Where was it? There it is, Gulch Dog Park. The little dog park. Mm-hmm. I guess this is why there's so many dogs here.
Probably.
Never seen so many dogs in a hotel before. It's kind of strange. Giant German shepherds that are not getting along with other dogs. But either way, is it okay to steal? According to Business Insider, people are stealing all the time. Apparently, 18% of high-income earners, and these are folks they consider to be high-income earners earning over $100K, $100,000 a year in salary, say that according to a survey, 18% say they steal when going through self-checkout, through the skip scan?
They do skip scan.
Skip scan,
yeah.
Whatever. They say that over $100K, they're stealing. And they don't regret it. They don't feel bad about it. No remorse. What do you think?
I think there's probably a lot of people who buy 3 lemons and say they bought 2, or buy 4 bell peppers and say they bought 1, because the price of the small things has gotten ridiculous.
This one here says, question. Let's see. I think it's question. I don't know why it says Q. It doesn't sound like a question. I'm aware that shoplifting isn't only because of need, and that wealthy people might steal for other psychological reasons. It can be thrill-seeking or compulsive. I'm curious how that comes into play in self-checkout, where it's very easy to get away with. Answer, maybe. I want to admit that I don't know what the truth is, but I'll give you a few theories because I have thought about it. I think that a lot of people who are higher income and more well-to-do probably aren't quite as delighted to have all of this self-service kind of stuff, like checkout or having to pump your own gas. Whatever. Mixed opinions, mixed reviews. I don't know if it really matters why, for the simple fact. But that's the thing. It's like we were talking about, if you see someone possibly stealing, is it then your duty and obligation to stop them?
No.
Not even as an employee, just as a fellow customer of the store.
No. It's not your duty at all. It's not your obligation at all. If you want to step in, that's on you 100%, but it's not a duty or an obligation for you to help a company that somebody's taking something from. Now, I say as a company, if I were out on the street and I saw somebody trying to rob an old woman, a pregnant woman, a woman with kids, a man who couldn't defend himself, I would step in, knowing that there's the possibility there could be physical repercussions, obviously, but I would help a person before I'd help a corporation.
Would you try to help a trans woman?
I'd try to help a person.
Would you try to help a trans woman?
I wouldn't know they were a trans woman, and sometimes you can tell, sometimes you can't.
Midway through, you find out it's a trans woman. Do you stop helping?
No, it's still a human.
Well, you mentioned women. You were like, I'm going to help these women. You're like,
I know.
Screw you guys.
And then I said man.
Man?
And then I said man.
All right.
I would help a human.
But even then,
I'd also help a dog. If somebody's trying to steal his little toy, I would jump in.
Now, granted, we've had situations where we've been lied to in the past. We've been catfished. What if, for instance, someone appeared to be the victim, having something stolen from them? In fact, though, they really stole it to begin with, and somebody else was just taking it back. But you only see that altercation. Do you jump in? How do you become the judge, jury, and executioner, the mediator in this situation when you don't know anything about what's going on? How we got to this point?
That's a good Good point.
Why are we doing like that's it's like, my name's Pitt and I'm staying out of this, Well, there's a little bit more to that, but it's a family-friendly channel. I'm trying to avoid the profound language. But does it matter what it is? Is it okay to steal?
I know the answer is supposed to be no.
But the answer could be yes if you're stealing to survive. Why is it okay for someone to steal to survive while someone else works to survive?
I guess it will always depend on the situation. But again, the answer is supposed to be no, it's never okay to steal. And everybody will say, no, it's never okay to steal until they are in a situation where it's literally life or death to steal, I think. And then somebody's mind may change.
What if it's not life or death? What if it's the simple fact of a YouTuber plagiarizing someone else's work blatantly and stealing it?
That's different.
Then being called out on it. Then apologizing for it. And then taking
removing
down the
apology.
video.
That's different. That's theft for want, theft for gain, theft for I don't know the right word there, but it's not because they needed it. It's not because if they didn't have it, they would die. There's a huge difference between stealing a apple or a piece of fruit or something to literally get food in your body, or a bottle of water so that you can, not die of dehydration 4 days into not having anything to drink, versus anything else.
It's funny you say Apple, because Apple is actually technically right now banned from importing more of their Apple watches because they technically have stolen the intellectual property and tech from another company to create these watches with this blood oxygen sensor. And not only did they steal the tech, the intellectual property, but they also are being accused of stealing their employees too.
So that's what I was going to say. How do you steal the tech? If somebody else is smart enough to understand it, pick it apart, and make it on their own, that's not theft.
Well, it's patented. It's patented.
Well, if they've changed one small microscopic thing, it's a completely different patent.
Look, I'm not a patent attorney.
Me either. I'm just saying.
I'm just telling you right now, Apple has been shut down. They were expecting Biden to come in and intervene, but he didn't. And they technically now are they have a sanction on them essentially where they can't import any more of these watches.
Guess everybody's gonna be really excited about a Samsung now. Just saying.
And now they've submitted an appeal. They're gonna fight whatever. But I was just kind of curious, because I look at theft in a variety of different ways, and I don't look at it only from the standpoint of folks stealing from the Walmart self-checkout, which if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. I'll put a link down below. But also, I got to tell you guys, as a YouTube content creator, I'm always on the lookout for people stealing other people's content, and I see it happening all the time. And I'm ultimately expecting them to steal mine too, probably within the next 24 hours. But I just wonder where you draw the line. Let me know in the comments down below. Appreciate you guys watching.